everyone, and welcome to the final day, day number 12 of the 12 days of Christmas. I can't believe it's happening already. It's gone by very fast. Well, it's taken me a lot of extra time and effort to make these videos for you, considering I do average 4 videos a month normally, and now I'm doing 12 videos in less than a month. It's, like I said, been quite time consuming, but I'm hoping that it will pay off in that you will have enjoyed the videos and the series, so definitely comment below. Let me know your feedback and which video of the 12 was your favorite, if you'd like to see this again next year, and what type of videos you might like to see. I'm also doing Vlogmas, but of course not posting a video every single day because I would go crazy if I tried to do that, but I am kind of combining days and posting those as I can, so make sure you're checking those out as well. But for the final video, I'm sharing with you my top books for 2017. Now, these are books that I've personally read in 2017. They're not necessarily new books that just came out this year, but they're books that I read and enjoyed this year. They're not all the books I read. I did read more than this, but they are the ones that I wanted to tell you about. Now, I only own one of them, so I don't have any of the actual physical books with me because I get most of my books from the library, so I have returned them, but I will put a little icon as I'm talking about the book so you can see what the cover looks like. And there will be no spoilers. I'm just going to give a brief overview of what I thought of the books, a little bit about the plot, without, giving too much away. So I hope you like it. If you have any book recommendations for me, I'm always looking for new books to read and new authors, so leave me your recommendations in the comments below. Also, these are not in any particular order. It's not like a countdown of favorite to least favorite. I didn't really categorize them that way. They're just ones that I enjoyed. So the first one is Girl Online Going Solo by Zoe Sugg. And I did read her first 2 books as well. This is her 3rd book. So if you haven't read the first 2 books, I would recommend you read those first. I will also try to link all of these books below in the description box if I can find them and do that for you. But since this is the 3rd in the series, I would recommend that you go back and read book 1 and 2 first. I started getting these books because I love Zoe Sugg and all of her videos, and when I saw that she had books coming out, I wanted to read them, but then I really enjoyed the storyline and the characters and wanted to continue on with the series. Now, I read this one back in January, so almost a full year ago, but I do remember really liking it. I didn't want it to end, and I will read you the description that the book gives. And granted, if you're not familiar with the first 2 books, you're not really going to completely understand, but I'll give you that overview in case you might be interested. As Penny starts the school year, she's ready to face the world alone. Noah has gone off the radar after ending his world tour early, and no one, including Penny, knows where he is. So when she accepts Megan's invitation to visit her performing arts school, it seems like an opportunity to make some new friends. Helping everyone else seems to be the right remedy. Elliot needs her friendship more than ever, and she meets Posey, who she can really help with her stage fright. But is charming Scottish boy Callum the right kind of distraction? And can Penny truly move on when Noah's shadow seems to haunt her around every corner? The next book that I enjoyed this year is The Selection. I had never read this series, and I ended up reading the entire series, at least about the main character. They have a follow-up series about her daughter, but I just read the first 3 books that are the main Selection series. So The Selection is the first book, and while I enjoyed the entire series, I'm going to speak about the first book, and then if you enjoy it, you can continue on to the other books. But The Selection is by Kira Cass, and these books I loved. I just kept wanting to read more. I didn't want to put the book down, and I wanted to know what happened to these characters so badly because I was really pulling for the main character. And to the point where I couldn't even wait to read the second and third book. I read them all right in a row before reading any other books because I really wanted to find out what happened in the series. So if you like light, quick reads, I guess this would be considered more of a teen type book, but it definitely kept my interest, and like I said, I didn't want to put them down and wanted to find out everything that happened. So let me read you the description and you can see if it's something that you might be interested in. For 35 girls, the selection is the chance of a lifetime, the opportunity to escape the life laid out for them since birth, to be swept up in a world of glittering gowns and princess jewels, to live in a palace and compete for the heart of gorgeous Prince Maxon. But for America's singer, being selected is a nightmare. It means turning her back on her secret love with Aspen, who is a caste below her, leaving her home to enter a fierce competition for the crown she doesn't want, living in a palace that is constantly threatened by violent rebel attacks. Then America meets Prince Maxon. Gradually, she starts to question all the plans she made for herself and realizes that the life she's always dreamed of may not compare to a future she's never imagined. And while there were some characters that I really didn't like in these books, that's because they were meant for you not to like them. I really did enjoy the main characters of America and Maxon and really enjoyed following their story. So the next book was Big Little Lies, which is by Leanne Moriarty, and as many of you may know, this was also made into an HBO series, and I did read the book first and then watched the HBO series, and I do have to say that I enjoyed the book better. I pictured the characters very differently in the book than they cast them, and they even changed a little bit of the story for the HBO series than it was in the book, and I don't know, I just enjoyed the book better. Maybe if I had done it in the reverse, I would feel differently, but I enjoyed the book, and it's another one that really kept my interest. I wanted to know what was going to happen. It was a slight mystery that had me guessing some of the time. So this is, again, one that I would recommend to you. And the description for this one is, Big Little Lies follows 3 women, each at a crossroads. Madeline is a force to be reckoned with. She's funny and biting, passionate, she remembers everything and forgives no one. Her ex-husband and his yogi new wife have moved into her beloved beachside community, and their daughter is in the same kindergarten class as Madeline's youngest. How is this possible? And to top it all off, Madeline's teenage daughter seems to be choosing Madeline's ex-husband over her. How is this possible? Celeste is the kind of beautiful woman who makes the world stop and stare. While she may seem a bit flustered at times, who wouldn't be with those rambunctious twin boys? Now that the boys are starting school, Celeste and her husband look set to become the king and queen of the school parent body. But royalty often comes at a price, and Celeste is grappling with how much more she is willing to pay. New to town, single mom Jane is so young that another mother mistakes her for the nanny. Jane is sad beyond her years and harbors secret doubts about her son. But why? While Madeline and Celeste soon take Jane under their wing, none of them realizes how the arrival of Jane and her inscrutable little boy will affect them all. Big Little Lies is a brilliant take on ex-husbands and second wives, mothers and daughters, schoolyard scandal, and the dangerous little lies we tell ourselves just to survive. The next one is a much lighter book, and it was Beauty and the Beast, Lost in a Book by Jennifer Donnelly. And me being a Disney lover and a big Beauty and the Beast fan, this is one that I had to read when I saw that it came out, and this one is new out this year. And it's more of a children's book, I guess you would say, since it's Beauty and the Beast, or not young adults, but somewhere between children and teen, but I think it's for anyone of any age, especially if you love Disney and Beauty and the Beast like I do. So it follows with the traditional story of Beauty and the Beast, but it kind of goes into certain parts of the story a little bit deeper, creating a new story. Smart, bookish Belle, a captive in the Beast's castle, has become accustomed to her new home and has befriended its inhabitants. When she comes upon Nevermore, an enchanted book unlike anything else she's seen in the castle, Belle finds herself pulled into its pages and transported to a world of glamour and intrigue. The adventures Belle has always imagined, the dreams she was forced to give up when she became a prisoner, seem within reach again. The charming and mysterious characters Belle meets within the pages of Nevermore offer her glamorous conversation, a life of dazzling Parisian luxury, and even a reunion she never thought possible. Here, Belle can have everything she has ever wished for, but what about her friends in the Beast Castle? Can Belle trust her new companions inside the pages of Nevermore? Is Nevermore's world even real? Belle must uncover the truth about the book before she loses herself in it forever. So I liked that this had all the traditional characters of the Beauty and the Beast story, but kind of had a new twist on it and a new story for you to read about. Definitely kept my interest. Again, it was one that I wanted to keep going back to and reading and wasn't hard to pick up or get through or anything like that. The next book is All Is Not Forgotten by Wendy Walker. And this is one that was, again, sort of a mystery, had lots of twists and turns, had you guessing about things. So I'm just going to read the description to describe it best because I don't know if I can fully explain it myself. In the small, affluent town of Fairview, Connecticut, everything seems picture perfect. Until one night, when young Jenny Kramer is attacked at a local party. In the hours immediately after, she is given a controversial drug to medically erase her memory of the violent assault. But in the weeks and months that follow, as she heals from her physical wounds, and with no factual recall of the attack, Jenny struggles with her raging emotional memory. Her father, Tom, becomes obsessed with his inability to find her attacker and seeks justice, while her mother, Charlotte, prefers to pretend this horrific event did not touch her perfect country club world. As they seek help for their daughter, the fault lines within their marriage and their close-knit community emerge from the shadows where they have been hidden for years. And the relentless quest to find the monster who invaded their town, or perhaps lives among them, drives this psychological thriller to a shocking and unexpected conclusion. So if you like mysteries but also thrillers, because there was some graphic parts in this book that if you don't like scary stuff, it wouldn't be a book for you. But if you are into that sort of thing, kind of suspense thriller, then this is one I would definitely recommend for you. And the final book on my list is, again, another mystery slash thriller, one that really kept my attention. I kept wanting to pick it up and read more to find out what happened, and that is The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. In this tightly wound story, Lo Blacklock, a journalist who writes for a travel magazine, has just been given the assignment of a lifetime. A week on a luxury cruise with only a handful of cabins. At first, Lo's stay is nothing but pleasant. The cabins are plush, the dinner parties are sparkling, and the guests are elegant. But as the week wears on, frigid winds whip the deck, gray skies fall, and Lo witnesses what she can only describe as a nightmare. A woman being thrown overboard. The problem? All passengers remain accounted for, and so the ship sails on as if nothing has happened, despite Lo's desperate attempts to convey that something or someone has gone terribly, terribly wrong. With surprising twists and a setting that proves as uncomfortably claustrophobic as it is eerily beautiful, Ruth Ware offers up another intense read. And I will say it was pretty intense. Definitely keeps that suspense factor, keeps you guessing. There are definitely twists, and I really enjoyed it. So those are some of my favorite books that I read in 2017. What have been some of your favorite books that you've read this year? As I said in the beginning, this is my last 12 Days of Christmas video, but don't worry, you'll have lots more vlogs from me and many more videos coming up in the next year. Give this one a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe so that you can see all the videos I have to share with you in 2018. I hope that everyone has a very Merry Christmas and an even happier New Year. Bye!